El Clasico coming up and heading into round 10. It is Real Madrid on top of the table, leading by 2 points. Barcelona, with a win, would be able to jump ahead of them on Sunday. Here's a look at the odds. Real Madrid are favourites at home in this game. Barcelona will be remembering what they did a year ago, though, when they put 4 past them in their own backyard. Time for the predictions of the panel, though. Luis Garcia, we're not even going to go to you because you sat on the fence yesterday and gave us a 2-2. So, Alex, please give us a little more courage in your conviction of what the result is going to be between Real Madrid and Barcelona.
I'm happy to do that, Kay. I think it's going to be tight, but I do think Real Madrid might get a win by a goal. I'll go for a 2-1 win for Madrid. I do think they're better than they were last year. I think Barca have dropped off a bit, but I still think there's very little between the teams. But I'll go for Madrid 2-1.
2-1 from Alex Kirkland. Mario, do you care to give us a winning result for either side?
Yes, as I said last season, the way Barcelona plays, I think, is a way that Real Madrid enjoy. And also Xabi Alonso, that is a coach that wants to press high.
They lost all time, Mario, by the way.
That's why it's incredible that I'm saying that I think Real Madrid is going to win. But I think Barcelona is struggling in defense. Real Madrid is playing much better. Thibaut Courtois is amazing, and of course Mbappe. So I'm going to say 4-2 for Real Madrid. A lot of goals.
Wow. So you better have his face in Madrid tonight, Mario Suarez.
I tell you what, God, I hope it's not 2-2. I hope it's not 2-2 because Luis will go, I told you it was going to be 2-2. I told you so.
What, Mario?
We're out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time.
No, Real Madrid is going to win, and on Monday Atletico is going to win, so it's going to be more tight on the race for the title.
Yeah.
Well, that's made it simple. 2-1 Real Madrid.
And just his first season at Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe faced Barcelona 4 times in all competitions and lost all 4. However, he did have 5 goals in the last 3 of them, but you'll probably remember the first of them. It was a year ago. It was at the Santiago Bernabeu, and he was offside 8 times in that game. Obviously, things have changed since then. He's been absolutely brilliant this season. And
it seemed like he was off 8 times in the first half, but it probably wasn't correct. But they left so much space for him to run into. He was just, I think, too anxious, and he was making those runs too early. Look, if you look at his numbers for last year, his numbers are actually pretty good for a first season. The performances were not always there, but the numbers were decent. This year, thus far, and at the end of last year, we saw both. We're seeing the numbers from the goals, we're seeing the performances, we're seeing a better work rate. We're seeing a player who I think felt the pressure of going to Real Madrid, which is understandable, even for somebody, you could argue is the best in the world. But now he's got his chest puffed out. When Vinicius Junior is floundering, when Rodrigo's out the side as he is, when Jude Bellingham's having the operation, he's not quite fit, when Mastantuano's finding his feet, when all these things are happening, he has stood up for Xabi Alonso. He has said, I'm the man, I will get the job done, make sure you play me in the right position, make sure you get the service to me. He looks super sharp. He's making great runs, he's dribbling with the ball, he's finishing is excellent. He's everything Real Madrid would hoped he would be. It's taken him a bit of time. Unfortunately, some others around him are not quite performing, and that's an issue for Xabi Alonso to find the balance. And there's some problems at the other end of the field with the defence and the injuries. But in terms of Kylian Mbappe, he has puffed his chest out and said, if you get the right players around me, I will deliver for this football club. And his form at the start of the season has been absolutely brilliant. It's great to see. Not if you're a Barcelona fan and not if you're a Barcelona defender, but from a neutral point of view, it's just great to see how he's playing. Yeah,
our boys with us in Spain today, Alex, Mario and Luis. Alex, this is Kylian Mbappe's Madrid team now.
Yeah, and to answer Craig's question, Kay, it was 6 times that Mbappe was caught offside in the first half alone in that first Clasico last season at the Bernabeu, and 8 overall. But it's also worth emphasising, as you did, Kay, in the intro there, that yes, he didn't score in that opening Clasico. He then scored in the 3 subsequent Clasicos, including a hat-trick in the last one. Now, those goals weren't enough to get Madrid a win, of course, but it did seem like he was starting to figure things out, and there's no doubt that he's been in career best form so far this season. And Luis, if Madrid are going to win this Clasico, it's hard to imagine. Absolutely at the heart of it.
Totally, and I think that Xabi Alonso has got it very clear. I mean, if you want to hurt this Barcelona high line, it has to be with Kylian Mbappe making the runs, making the right runs, and having someone behind him is going to feed him. It's going to give him that kind of balls. I'm sure there's been a talk between Xabi Alonso and Mbappe, because last year we saw him. I'm sure that Xabi Alonso has watched that game, review it, make all the work around it. He was getting involved into the offside quite a few times. No having that time, that tempo, waiting for the opportunity. He's the quickest player on the pitch, I can assure you that. So you don't need to rush your run to get involved into the offside before the ball just even come out from the boot of a teammate. So I'm sure that for the Sunday game, those talks have been made. We don't know if Arda Güler is going to be involved in the middle of the park. I'm sure that Xabi Alonso is thinking about it, because he's the one player who can make those kind of passes. And I'm sure in the other side, he's going to be very focused on pressing those kind of balls, because if you allow Kylian Mbappe to be on a 1v1 situation against the keeper, we've seen what he's done in the past few games. He's sharp, he's clinical, and he's with a lot of confidence. Right now, this is Kylian Mbappe's Real Madrid.
Mario, if you have to defend against a player like Kylian Mbappe,
all the best, man.
Well, yeah, good luck.
Right.
But what do you do? How do you do it?
Well, you have to do the opposite that is Barcelona doing right now, the defensive line. So we are all talking that Barcelona, they are not defending like last season. So if there is one day that you need to defend well or 100% is against Mbappe. Because, as you were saying, in the first Clasico, he didn't score, but in the other ones, he scored, he performed in an amazing way. And I think on Sunday, he's going to be the key player for Real Madrid. He knows, and Xabi Alonso knows, that Barcelona are struggling to defend well. So I hope, or I'm lucky that I'm not playing for Barcelona defensive line on Sunday.
Yeah, we can just
watch.
We can just watch and enjoy or not, depending on which team you support. And the run that he's on in terms of scoring, Kay, is quite remarkable. I think it's every game bar one that he's found the net so far this season.
He's going to want that point to prove, though, because he's going to want that win against Barcelona now. He's faced them all these times and lost all four, even though he's been delivering in the last few.
We just saw a couple of clips from the first game where we saw in that little clip the space that Barcelona were leaving and how the pass was either delayed a little bit or more to the point, Mbappe made his run a little bit early. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not just about Mbappe, it's about the team and it's about winning. But a big part of that is Mbappe playing well, is Mbappe performing now. He can't do anything if Asensio plays and makes a mistake, or Militao, or Howson's back and is nervous, or Carreras. If they defend Real Madrid, that is, the way they defended in the Madrid derby, where every cross into the box, they were in trouble. Now, Real Madrid don't have an Alexander Soloth. Barcelona don't have an Alexander Soloth up front. They don't really have that physicality, but they struggled with the Atletico Madrid physicality. This is a different facet in how you have to defend. Mario's right. The one way you deal with it is you drop off and you deny the space. But guess what? Barcelona, to hell and high water, are not going to do that, because Hansi Flick has said from day one, we will not change. They just have to play it better than they have this season. Now, Martinez went to Saudi Arabia last year. He was the organiser. He was the guy that dictated when they squeezed up and when they dropped and when they really come out at pace. He's not there anymore, and they've found it a problem to get somebody to marshal the back four. And when you don't have an experienced player to marshal the back four as a unit, then you see the problems that Barcelona have had this season. Almost every team that's played against them has ripped them apart. Even Girona, second bottom of the league, last weekend should have been 4-1 up at half-time. 4 clear-cut chances. Mbappe will not give up chances like that if he can find that space in behind.